Today we are making not just 1, 10, 11, 12 different spice blends. Now it's your turn to go and make some magic with spice. I am going to show you the ingredients on the screen, and if you want the full recipes you can go over to the blog and get those on there. Next time you are cooking, get out all your spices and make a little change. All you need is a jar. Add your spices to it and you'll get a gold star. Save yourself time. You'll only need 1 jar instead of 9. Make this one switch and your cooking will go without a hitch. You'll be a cooking ninja. The cooking magic will begin, yeah. You'll be a cooking ninja. The cooking magic will begin, yeah. You'll be a cooking ninja. The cooking magic will begin, yeah. You'll be a cooking ninja. The cooking magic will begin now. Now, I am a very busy mum. I have 2 school-aged children who are in clubs all the time, so I'm a bit of a taxi driver at the moment. I spend a lot of the time doing things for my kids, and if you have kids yourself, you'll know how busy life can get. And despite that, I still love to make all of my recipes from scratch. We have food allergies. Me and my 2 kids have gluten and dairy allergies, meaning it's very, very difficult for us to eat out or find convenience foods that are suitable for our allergies. And also, I just like to eat healthy. So this is why I make a lot of my own meals. On top of that, my kids are both very fussy eaters. They won't eat normal recipes. They won't eat vegetables. There's just a couple of vegetables that they'll eat. They will eat fruit, thankfully, but all of the recipes that I make, they won't touch them. I can't really blame them. I was like that myself when I was a kid. I wouldn't eat my parents' healthy meals, and I lived on baked beans on toast for about 15 years of my life. And it was only when I was in my mid-20s that I started to learn how to cook and started to appreciate the taste of vegetables. So this means every time I'm making dinner, I am making about 2 or 3 different dinners. Yes, I have tried just telling my kids that this is all there is to eat, and they would choose to not eat anything at all. So that's not an option. So I do make them different food. So this adds to the busyness of my life, and anything that I can do to cut down time in the kitchen, I am going to do it. So I asked myself the question, how can I cut down time in the kitchen? What are some quick wins or hacks that I can use to speed up my recipe creation, considering I do still want to make recipes from scratch? And the idea that I came up with was to look at the recipes that I make the most often in the kitchen and create spice blends or seasoning mixes for all of those recipes, so that instead of getting out the 9 or 10 different spices for every single recipe that I create, I'm literally just taking out 1 jar. And this has worked an absolute treat. It has saved me so much time in the kitchen. It's actually made cooking a joy, because I don't have to think about, oh, I'm just going to take all these spices down and measure them all out. And when I'm pushed for time, that is the last thing that I want to do, especially if I'm making something very quick for my kids, like a very quick bean ball or something, and I still want it to taste delicious for them, because if it's not tasty, they're not going to eat it. So I just grab my seasoning jar with the seasoning that I know that they're going to eat, and I add a little bit to the beans, mash them up, stick it in the air fryer, and they've got their dinner in less than 5 minutes. Whereas before, I just wouldn't have the heart to add all these different spices to one individual meal that only one person is going to eat. So because of this one change, my kids are now eating healthier food. We're eating a bigger variety of different recipes because I want to experiment a lot. And I also think my spice jars look really pretty. I chose beautiful jars for my spice blends and hid all of the store-bought small jars away underneath a kitchen counter. And my spice blend jars are now at the right height for me when I'm cooking, so I can just quickly open my cupboard, grab a spice jar and add it to my food. And if you're thinking about it, if you're going to be adding 10 different spices to one recipe and you've already got all of your spices laid out on your counter, why not just find an empty jar and just add a few more spoonfuls of each spice to the empty jar, and you've then made a massive batch of spice blend that is going to last you a really long time, and it's going to save you so much time. And it's been really interesting to see which of the spice blends I have used up the most quickly. And what I've done is I have bought larger versions of the smaller jars that I've been using for this recipe. And I'm now going to take the label off the small jar and put it on the large jar and make an even bigger batch, because if I use something frequently, then it makes sense for me to have an even bigger batch. Whereas if that particular spice blend has lasted me 6 months, then I know I don't really need to put it in a bigger jar. But if I've used the whole small jar within a month, then I'm definitely going to make a bigger batch. And even though I have given all of my spice blends particular names, like burger, sausage, it doesn't mean that you only have to use this spice blend in that particular recipe. You can use that spice blend for anything you want. Say, for example, the burger spice blend, you could use that for vegan meatballs. You could use that to coat roasted potatoes. I actually find that it helps you be more creative in the kitchen. You would have thought that being limited to only 12 spice blends would put you in a box and make all of your recipes taste the same, but they really don't, because the spices and the seasonings aren't the only thing that gives the flavour to the dish. I use a lot of other ingredients such as tamari, maple syrup, tomato paste, and all of these other ingredients will help to change the flavour. I just find that the spice blends just give me that base level of tastiness that I can use for so many different recipes. If you want to create these spice blends for yourself, I suggest you buy some jars. I have used 200 milliliter jars, but you can use whatever size of jar you want. On each recipe on the blog, I have given you specific instructions for how to change the size of the jar and how to do a calculation to work out how much spice blend to use per jar. And what I suggest you do is get yourself some chalkboard labels and some chalk pens. Stick the labels on the jar first and then write on them when the labels are on the jar, because that will lead to less smudging. You will also need some measuring spoons. A teaspoon and a tablespoon is pretty much all you'll need, and most people have those already. If you want to know exactly what I used, then the links are in the blog post, so just click over there. Another thing you can do if you want your spice blends to be extra flavorful is you can use whole spices and you can grind them yourself using a coffee grinder or a powerful small blender. I didn't do this myself. I just wanted to keep it as simple as possible for myself and for most people, but if you want to take it up a notch, then definitely grind your own spices. Whenever I've used whole spices, it really does take the flavour to another level. And then what you do is just make sure you've got enough quantity of all of the spices needed for the recipe, and then just simply use the measuring spoons to add it to the jar and then just give it a shake, and that is it. It has got to be the easiest and quickest recipe out there. There are just so many good things about making your own seasoning blends. It will save you so much time when you're cooking. It is also going to save you a lot of money because it's so much cheaper to make your own seasonings than to buy ready-made seasoning mixes from the store. Another good thing about these seasoning mixes are that they are salt free, because I don't think it's a good idea to use a spice blend that contains salt, because the salt isn't usually very good quality salt. It's not usually sea salt, and the salt that's already added to it usually won't be in the correct proportions for the recipe, meaning that you might end up adding too much salt into the recipe. And for the same reasons, it's not great to use a seasoning blend that contains sugar, because the type of sugar won't be good quality. healthy. And I prefer to use more natural sweeteners to my dishes, such as maple syrup, but sometimes you don't want to use any sweetener at all, and you won't be able to avoid it if there's already sugar in your spice blend. And if you increase the spiciness of your dish, you'll always be increasing the sweetness if you add a spice blend that contains sugar. So that's why I don't add sugar to my own spice blends. Another good thing about all my spice blend recipes are that they are all vegan and they are all gluten-free. And it's great to make your own spice blends because you can make a larger quantity than you would be able to get from buying it in the store. Sometimes these spice blends just run out far too quickly and you feel like you're spending a fortune on all these tiny little jars. And for each of my recipes that I create, I explain how that particular recipe fits into my plant-based plate system. And I'll give you full details about this in the blog post, but basically this recipe adds flavour to the dish. It falls under the taste category on the plant-based plate and it is not a complete meal. If you go over to the blog post, I've also shown you some ways to use the recipe, some popular recipes that you can use these spice blends in. I've also told you some ingredient substitutions if you don't have all the ingredients to hand, ones that you can easily leave out, and the benefits of all of the ingredients. And I've also shown you in the blog post how to make a single serving of this spice blend. Maybe you're not ready to make a big batch of this seasoning mix and you just want to make enough spice blend for just one recipe that serves 4 people. And I've given you the exact quantities you'll need to use for just one serving. And you might be wondering, how much seasoning do I need to add to each recipe? What I would do is start off by adding 1 tablespoon to a recipe that serves 4 people and then increase the quantity to suit your own taste buds. If you're making a recipe that just serves 1 person, start by adding less than 1 teaspoon of seasoning to your recipe and then increase it from there. If you want to know how long this is going to be good for, you can store your spice blends for around about 6 months, and supposedly they start to lose their potency after 6 months. However, when you buy ground spices, you don't really know how long they've been on the shelves. They could have been on the shelves for years. So I would take that with a pinch of salt. I personally don't throw away my spices if I've had them for longer than 6 months. As long as I can still taste something from them, I keep them and use them. And personally, I would keep these spices as long as they still looked and smelled okay to me. If you're enjoying this content, I would love it if you would hit the like button because it really does help more people to find it. Another quick tip for you when you are using your spice blends: don't hold your spice blend jar over your cooking pan because the hot steam is going to make your spices all clump together in the jar and it'll make them go off faster. So measure out your tablespoon away from your pan and then just add it to your pan. Or better off yet, add the number of spoons of spice blend that you are going to use to a small bowl and then add that to the pan so that your spoon doesn't get coated in the steam, which will then transfer back into the jar again. I made that mistake myself with my garlic powder and my onion powder that I bought in absolute massive quantities, and when I came to make these recipes, it had all solidified, and I did use my coffee grinder to grind it and transform it back into a powder again, but when I've added it to my spice blends, a little while later, it had all clumped up again in my spice blend, even though I shook the jar. So I won't be making that mistake again myself. These recipes are pivotal recipes on my blog, and I am going to be referencing them in almost all of my recipes on my blog and on my videos in the future because I use them myself. It saves so much time, and why wouldn't you do something that saves you so much time? So you are going to be seeing these spice blends used over and over and over again. So if you want to use any of my recipes, then I highly recommend that you go and make the spice blends that appeal to you the most. All of my recipes are vegan, gluten-free, made from scratch, healthy. Most of them are high in protein. I don't use refined sugar in any of my recipes, and taste is very important to me. But saying all that, the thing that really sets my recipes apart is that I focus on helping people to lose weight and that is why I try and make most of my main meals round about 400 calories. And there's a very good reason why they're round about 400 calories, and I have explained that in my plant-based plate video and blog post, so you can go and check that out and learn more about my plant-based plate system, which is going to help you lose weight. It's what I'm using myself, what I have used, and what I am currently using myself, what I have used to lose a lot of weight and what I'm currently using to lose the last few pounds. I've lost over 50 pounds with my system, and so many people asked me for my meal plans that I created my own weight loss system, and I now have 12 months of meal plans in there which adhere to my plant-based plate system. That system is called the Leaf system, and you can find a link to that in the description below. And if you want to know how to lose weight on a plant-based diet and structure your plate for weight loss and for a balanced, healthy meal that's also tasty, then go and check out my video, which is how to lose weight on a plant-based plate. And now it's your turn to go and make magic with spice.